Where is everyone?
They're coming.
Huh?
They're coming.
We start too early. Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhika Krishna Krishna Bhattaya Tadabhattaya Shinandananam Bande Radhika Chalanadvaya Gopijana Samayuktam Vrindavan Manoharam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Gaura Bhattavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ramo Ramo Hare. So first of all, offer pranams to our Gurudev and the Shripadi Devi Swami Sri Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, our Shiksha Guru Sri Gauragovinda Goswami Maharaj, Sri Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj, all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, thank you for coming. Even though many not come, or are they? I don't know. Program begins 6, but Ghana means 7. For Trinidad that means 8. So who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? You know, Mother? In red? She knows who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? You heard something? He is Krishna himself. And he appeared in the form of sadhu. Because in Kali Yuga, so much deception is going on. So much cheating is going on. So Krishna thought in Kali Yuga very hard to find a real sadhu. But therefore, I will come myself. Hey, listen, like, where's Vishnu? Vishnu, where are you? We're saying no one can hear the sound. Before Vishnu came, everything was good. Vishnu! What are you doing then, hanging outside? Sound, no one can hear the sound. I told you. Sorry. This thing goes to the man there in Trinidad. People can hear the sound when the sound is clear. Maybe on the screen I can write. But the way you've done it, okay, you sound better now.
DJ.
Shri Bhaktivedanta Damodar Maharaj Ki Jai.
Mukesh, your sound is better now. Everything was good before Vishnu touched it. Anyway, everyone's late anyway, so I just work this. Okay, let's start again. Gurave Gaurachandra Radhikajadali Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 So, first of all, I pronounce to our Gurudev, Vishnupad, Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta, Narayan Goswami Maharaj, our Shiksha Gurus, Nitya Lila Parishi Gauragovinda Goswami Maharaj, Sri Bhaktivedanta, Madhusudan Maharaj, all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, thank you for coming. So, we're a little bit discussing in Kali Yuga, this is the age, Iron Age. The age of quarrel and hypocrisy. In 12th Canto Bhagavat, some of the predictions made about Kali Yuga we see coming true. These days marriage will only be, I love you marriage. No yagya, no parents' blessings, no. Also, if someone has long hair, if a man has long hair, he will be considered beautiful. One's spiritual position will be judged on cloth, not on qualities. For no reason, argument comes between husband and wife, brother and brother, family members for no reason. Just for a few rubles, a few rupees, a few dollars. People willing to break friendships. Business will simply be cheating. Who can juggle words, he'll become the leader. Who has wealth, he will get justice. These are symptoms of Kali Yuga. So in Kali Yuga, very hard to find sadhu. Therefore Krishna himself comes as sadhu, as the perfect sadhu. That is Sri Krishna Chaitanya. And when Krishna does anything, he does it perfectly. Krishna is topmost everything. When he speaks philosophy, Bhagavad Gita, nothing equal to that. And when he comes to this world to set example, that will be the highest standard. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was leaving Vrindavan, he met one poet called Raghupati Upadhyaya. Then Mahaprabhu asked him 4 questions. He asked, of all forms of God, which is the best? Shama meva paramam rupam Sham Sundar. Krishna in Vrindavan is the topmost form. Shama meva paramam rupam. Of all places to live, which is the best? Prasapriya?
Vrindavan.
Puri, Madhupuri Varam. Madhupuri means Vrindavan. Madhupuri means to churn nectar. So Mathura. Mathura is the topmost holy place. Shamaneva Paramam Rupam Puri, Madhupuri Varam. Of the 3 ages of Krishna, which is the best age to meditate upon? Krishna has 3 ages: babyhood, childhood, and Kishore, teenage form. And Dhyayam Kishore Atyam. The meditation upon Krishna as a teenager, this is the best meditation. And of all ways to serve Krishna, which is the best way? Adeva Rasa. Adidas, Srinharas, Madhuraras. This is the best way to serve. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so ecstatic hearing these answers that he made these 4 into 1 verse, and again he would chant Shamameva. He would chant Shamameva Paramam Rupam Puri Madhupuri Varam Dhyani Kishorakyam Adiyeva Rasata. Again and again he would speak this verse and dance in ecstasy. So Krishna performs his pastimes in 3 ages: childhood, Janva, listening, childhood, babyhood, childhood, and teenage. Also, he performed his pastimes in 3 places: Vrindavan, Mathura, and Dwarka. But the form of Krishna in Vrindavan, this is the original form. And who goes to Mathura and Dwarka, who speaks Bhagavad Gita, this is an expansion of the original form of Krishna. Right, Rasapriya, understand? So the original form of Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. That original form always has peacock feather. He always, Gopavesh, Natavada, he's always dressed as a coward boy. Natavada means like an actor, like a dancer. He always with Radharani. Always Radharani on his left-hand side. The original form of Krishna never leave Vrindavan. Amal Krishna, late again. Try and come on time. Only here for a few days. No? So, this form of Krishna in Vrindavan, because the original form, then it has super excellent qualities you cannot find even in Krishna in Mathura or Krishna in Dwarka. So Sanatana Goswami described one pastime called Brihad in the book Brihad Bhagavatamrita. At one time when Narad Muni was searching who is the best devotee, first he went here and there, gradually. He met one Brahmin who was serving the Shalagram. Narad Muni said, "You are the recipient of Krishna's mercy." He said, "No." Another king, he went to another king. That king was glorified. Then slowly, one by one, from Shiva to Prahlad to Hanuman to the Pandavas to Shankar, did I say Shankar?
Shiva.
To the Pandavas, finally to the Dwarkavasis like Uddhav. And when Uddhav was glorified, when Uddhav was so much glorified by Narad, then Uddhav began describing the glories of the gopis. Uddhav prayed one day, Nanda Brajasvinam Bhadavinam Abhisanam Yasam Harikatogitam Purati Bhavati Traya. Uddhav prayed, I give pranam to the gopis, the foot dust of the gopis. Why, when they speak about Krishna, their Harikata purify the 3 worlds? When Uddhav began glorifying the Braja Gopis, then Krishna began so much remembering them, Krishna fell unconscious. Previously, the demigods headed by Brahma had made one plan. They had built one Nava a new Vrindavan, exactly like the original, but near Dwarka. So when Krishna fell unconscious, then Garuda picked him up, along with Balaram, Rukmini. They transferred Krishna to this Nava Vrindavan. While he was unconscious, they removed all his paraphernalia from Dwarka, his army, his armor, his sword, his weapons, his shoes. All these things they took off, then they dressed him again as Shyam Sundar, as Vrindavan Chandra Krishna, Nanda Nanda Yasoda Nanda. Means with peacock feather, Balaram.
Bhaktivedanta Damodar Maharaj ki jai.
So, Balaram put the flute in Krishna's hand. They put the peacock feather. They had his yellow cloth, kutamba, same like Krishna and Braj. Then all the queens like Satyabhama, Rukmini, they were made to go away and hide, because if Krishna sees them, the mood of Vrindavan will not manifest. Balaram also changed his form as cowherd boy. So Brahma had also made many forms, multi-forms of Yasoda, the cows, the boys. Rohini was there in her original form. Thank you. That's what happens when you come late. Who says that? Namaste. Jai. The Prasita. So, Krishna was unconscious. Then Balaram began shaking again and again. Brother, wake up. Oh, brother, wake up. The cows are waiting for you. Still, it's almost 9:30, something like that. You're still sleeping. Again and again, Balaram pushed him to wake him up. So when Krishna woke up, then he became astonished. Like a man waking from a deep sleep. Who am I? Where am I? Then he saw Balaram, his cowherd boy. He looked at the flute in his hand. Oh, I'm in Vrindavan. Then Krishna began, said to Balaram and Mother Yasoda, because there was one deity of Mother Yasoda there, and in her hand was some butter. Then Krishna said, oh Mother, such a dream I had last night. I dreamt I met 16,108 queens. I married them, had millions of children and grandchildren, I became king. Such a dream I had. Then Baba, quickly. Mother Yasoda cannot speak because you are sleeping so late. She's worried you are sick. Therefore, she is stunned, she cannot speak. Quickly, take this butter she is giving for breakfast. Let's go cow racing. So Krishna took the hand out of the moti of Mother Yasoda. He ate some and kept some for Balaram, because if Krishna not eat breakfast, Balaram also will not eat. Then Krishna began walking as if going for cow grazing. So all the 16,108 queens of Dwarka were hiding. They had seen Krishna. Maybe they had been married to him already 60 or 70 years. When they saw Krishna in Vrindavan, they had never seen such a beauty. Therefore they become like mad women. So Satyabhama, Rukmini, a few others, they tried to run and embrace Krishna in front of everyone. Sometimes one queen, Kalindi, she had seen Krishna's form before in Braj. So she was not so much. She was affected, but she could help control the situation. So Uddhav, Kalindi, Rohini, those who had seen her experience with Braj Lila, they checked Satyabhama, Rukmini, everyone. Don't rush. Don't disturb the Lila, just watch. Especially Kamsa's mother was there. She was more than 150. So old. But when she saw Krishna's beauty, she became so mad, she ran to kiss him, ran to embrace him. Such is Krishna's beauty. Even a 150-year-old mother of Kamsa became mad. Somehow Uddhav and the others controlled. That time Krishna began walking as if in Braj, so happy, playing the flute, so carefree. There was one deity of Radharani there on the side of the road. Then Krishna thought, why Radharani is not speaking to me? Because she was deity form. But Krishna became astonished. What did I do wrong that Radharani not speaks with me? How Radharani knows my dream? Krishna was thinking, Radharani must have seen my dream. Now she's angry with me. Because in the dream I married all these ladies. So Krishna begged forgiveness. Radharani, please, it was just a dream. This is not real. Then he looked, no one was watching, and quickly he kissed Radharani on the cheek. Oh, later we will meet, and he ran off, cow grazing. So this Nava Vrindavan, this was made near Dwarka. So when Krishna saw the ocean, then Krishna thought ocean is also dark color like the Yamuna. So Krishna thought this is the Yamuna. So he called, fully in the mood of Braj, "Oh cows, tire, tire." Tire, tire means come to the bank. Come to the bank of the river. Nire, nire, drink, drink. Krishna fully absorbed in the mood of coward boy. Then Krishna went to drink, but he took a handful of water. Hari, this is salt water. Where's salt water come from? And then Balaram took off his coward boy dress and spoke. Hey Krishna, remember who you are. You came to this world to fulfill the desire of Brahma and the demigods to protect the earth planet. Stand up, remove your religion, protect Dharma. Then Krishna, what? Where am I? I am not really in Braj. This is Dwarka, there's Garuda, there's others. Then he came out of his mood of Braj and again entered into the mood of Dwarkadish Krishna. So this little pastime of Sanatana Goswami showed that the queens of Dwarka were with him for a long time, many years, but never became mad. Because in Dwarka, this is not the original Krishna. This is the expansion. And when they saw Krishna in the mood of Braj, they became completely intoxicated. Therefore, Brajanananda, he is our worshipful deity. Aradyo Bhagavan Brajesha Kanayan Tadava Vrindavanam Ramya Kvachit Upasana Brajabhuvi Bhargena Yakalpitaha Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni. What is it? Radha Bhagavan Brajesha Kanayan Tadava Vrindavanam Ramya Kvachit Upasana Brajabhuvi Bhargena Yakalpitaha Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Mamalam Premo Pumanto Maham Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tata Daruna Para. Gurudev would so much lecture on this verse. There are many all auspicious forms of the Supreme Lord. But which is our topmost worshipful deity? That is Aradha Bhagavan Brajesha Tanya, Krishna, the son of Yasoda, the son of Nanda. He is our worshipful deity. There are many ways to worship Krishna, which is the best. Ramya Kvachit Upasana, the worship of the gopis. This is the topmost worship of Krishna. Because gopis can serve in every way. Even ways that those in Das Sakya or Vatsalya cannot serve. What is the proof? Srimad Bhagavatam, Pramana. Srimad Bhagavatam is the proof. Srimad Bhagavatam, Pramana Mamalam. And what's our goal? Prem Pumato Maham. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matavidam Tata Dronapa. This is the opinion of Lord Chaitanya. We do not accept any other opinion. Some said, I think Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur wrote this verse. Very important verse, Rajapriya. If you can learn it, that will be nice. So, that's why in all Gaudiya temples, we worship Vrindavan Chanda, Krishna and Braj. All temples in Gaudiya, you'll see, Krishna always have peacock feather, always Shaman, Shubhanga, Lalitam, Niyatam, Prakasham. Krishna always in threefold bending pose. His ankles bent, his knees bent, his waist bent, his neck bent. Threefold bending pose. This form also only in Braj. You never see the form of Ramchandra crooked, or Lord Narayan crooked, always straight. But Krishna, always crooked. Guru Maharaj said, Krishna is crooked. His Yamuna is crooked. His glance is crooked. His neck is crooked. His waist is crooked. His devotees are more crooked. The Gopi is very crooked. To this form, threefold bending pose, flute, peacock feather, Gopivesh, Nataba, dressed as coward boy, this is the worship deity of the Gaudiyas. So, we should understand the difference between Krishna and Braj, Krishna and Mathura, and Krishna and Dwarka. In Mathura and Dwarka, Krishna's mood is different. There he has the mood, I am Bhagavan. He has the mood of Chatya Abhiman. I am the king. Yes. I am the son of Vasudeva. You have this mood of being Kshatriya. But in Braj, you only have the mood of being coward boy, Vaishya. So same Krishna, different mood. So, Krishna performed his pastimes in three places. Braj. How long he was in Braj? Some say 11.5 years. How long he was in Mathura? Some say 17 years. Because 17 times Jarasandha attacked Mathura. So it could be that he was 17 years. And how long in Dwarka? More than 100 years. Some say 125. Anyway, total 125 years more or less. Krishna performed his pastimes in this material world. So Krishna is always present in Golok Vrindavan. And sometimes from there he travels to this, not travels, he manifests also in this material world, Golok Vrindavan. So, 17 years Krishna was in Mathura, but he not married. Why so much in separation from Braja Gopis? Like at funeral, no one's big eating or because everyone feels sad, depressed. No, shouldn't be. So Krishna in Mathura, so much opulence, but he not feel any happiness because Braj is so close. Vrindavan Mathura, how long it take in taxi? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, no more. 15 kilometers, no more. Then why Krishna never moved back? So many years. But he not went to Vrindavan. Many reasons. If Krishna goes back, then all the demons will understand Vrindavan is very dear to Krishna. Then all the demons, instead of attacking Mathura or Dwarka, all demons will attack Vrindavan. Vrindavan has no military forces to protect. So much disturbance will come. And also Krishna knows if I go back, I cannot pacify. Because I can go but I cannot stay, because still many demons to finish. So if I go and then leave, they will feel even more suffering. But more confidential, when Krishna not went to Vrindavan, then all the Brijvasis remember Krishna in feelings of separation. This is called viraha. So in separation, they experience Krishna directly. So close relationship. So close, maybe they feel Krishna is here. Sometimes Krishna manifests, but the gopis think this is dream. They don't think it's real. So to show the glories, someone may say Vrindavan is the highest place. The Shyam Sundar, Brajavalasi Shyam Sundar is the highest form. Then why Sukadeva Goswami spoke the first 9 cantos without any contact with Brajlila? The first 9 cantos, no mention of Vrindavan too much. A little bit, 1 or 2 drop. Then why 9 cantos he not speak all these things? And 10th canto only a few chapters, 40, 50 chapters of Brajlila. And then again, the Walker Lila. Guru Maharaj would say, unless we hear these first 9 cantos, there's nothing to compare Krishna. Like, someone never had sweet rice, whole life eating potatoes, then how do you understand something? Also, someone whole life eats sweet rice and never eat potato, well, he also don't understand. There must be something to compare it to. How do you know it is daytime if whole life you only experience night? So there should be some comparison, so we can understand the glories of Braj-lila. For that reason, the other incarnation to discuss as well as Dwarka Lila is also discussed. Then there is something to compare. Like someone never been to New York, but he go to Buxton, Buxton, then he goes to Georgetown, be huge. Never been to New York. But then he go to New York, then he realize how small are these other things. That's why the Bhagavatam gives us so much also comparison, grudge compared to pastimes of Kurma, pastimes of Matsya, pastimes of Varaha, pastimes of Nrsimha, as well as pastimes in Dwarka. Like, if you light a candle in daytime, not so much beautiful. But you light the candle at night time, that candle appears very attractive. So in this way, to give us some comparison, something to measure, Sukadeva Goswami also speaks these things. So, tonight, something different. We'll speak a little bit about Rukmini Krishna. In some sampradayas like, won't mention it, but you can say Vibhaka Sampradaya. Vibhaka Sampradaya not appreciate why Radha Krishna should be separated. So they don't accept too much Braj. They did not accept that in Braj there will be separation. So, but Guru Maharaj said, if Krishna and Radhika are always together, then what's the difference between Braj Lila and Dwarka Lila? Same feeling will come. Therefore, even though they worship Radha Krishna, still the feeling of Vadi Bhakti is there. Because they don't understand the importance of separation. So, Krishna many years in Mathura but not married. Then many trouble from Jarasandha. Many trouble from other demons like Kalyavan. Then Krishna decided to transfer everyone in one night to Dwarka. Everyone went to sleep in Mathura. One night in the morning when they woke up, they were in Dwarka. Krishna transferred everyone just by his meditation. The Dwarka is an island surrounded by the ocean. Even Today, now scientists are digging up, they're finding Dwarka is there. So that city is there since at least 5,200 years when Krishna was present there. I have not been, but there is many pastime places of Sri Krishna. So while Krishna was in Dwarka, he had not married, because always he was remembering the Braja Gopis, Radharani, Lalita, Nishanta, and others. Then one day one Brahmin came to Dwarka, and Krishna always gives so much respect to the Brahmins. So Krishna bowed to the Brahmin, massaged his legs because he's tired, washed his feet. Krishna gave him his own seat, fed him. Then asked, Brahmin, you must have come here with some purpose. So, if it's okay for me to know, please tell me why you came. How can I serve you? Krishna gives so much respect. Even though he's greater than the greatest, also smaller than the smallest. Only Krishna can give this much respect to the devotees. That's why he binds them all. So this Brahmin had come from Rukmini. Some people would ask Gurudev, how we can love Krishna? We never met him. Right, Madhu Mahan, when was the last time you met Krishna? Never met him, never seen him. Now how we can love someone we never seen? Like if I asked you, please remember my mother. You could not because you never seen him, no? And how can you remember? So this way some people would ask, how we can love Krishna? We never seen him, never met him. Then Gurudev would say, we meet with Krishna first by hearing about him. And Gurudev would always give this example of Rukmini. Rukmini had never met Krishna, but she heard so much about him. Why? When she was a small girl, maybe 4 or 5 years old, the great saint Narad Rishi would often come to visit her father. And he would discuss Krishna's name, form, qualities and pastimes. So Rukmini, hearing about Krishna so handsome, Krishna so brave, Krishna so generous, Krishna so kind, Krishna so humble, Krishna so funny, Krishna so expert, Krishna so strong, so wealthy, so knowledgeable, so brave, all 64 qualities. The jiva, the individual souls, have only 50 qualities, and then 1 drop. But Krishna has all 64 qualities in unlimited amount. And we have some beauty, some wealth, some knowledge, but Krishna had everything complete. Krishna knows all languages. He's expert judge of time, place, circumstance. In Jaiva Dharma, there is a description of the 64 qualities of Krishna. So, Rukmini heard about Krishna. She decided, I will marry him, no one else. You know, from childhood she made this decision in her mind, just by hearing about Krishna. But unfortunately she was about to get married, and her father, we spoke this in Trinidad also. But second half we not spoke, that's why tonight I want to finish this topic. So, in Trinidad there was like 11,000 people watching on television every night. So we'll have to send this to the Father. He gave us a little sound thing to improve the sound. The problem is, Rukmini's father, he also wanted Rukmini to marry Krishna. But Rukmini's older brother, Rukma, I think his name, Rukma, he wanted his daughter, his sister, to marry the demon Shishupal. Shishupal was the cousin brother of Krishna. So he was very envious of Krishna, because him and Krishna, it seemed almost equal in some ways. Of course, no one can be equal to Krishna, but still. So Shishupal had so much envy of Krishna. He was always speaking bad about Krishna. But Krishna had given his mother a blessing. I will forgive him 100 offenses. So Shishupal was always careful not to make more than 100 offenses in a row. Like, he'd wake up, criticize Krishna, Then he'd take breakfast, but the counting goes back to 0. So he was always careful not to do more than 100 straight. After breakfast, he'd criticize Krishna for 2-3 hours, then he'd stop for lunch, again would go back to 0. So Rukmini became very sad. They want to marry Krishna, but unfortunately, circumstance, many people blame providence. I can't help it, Maharaj, situation is like that. I'm forced to do it. Guru Maharaj would say, Bhakti puts foot on the head of all obstacles in the cross. So Gurudev would always say, don't be weak, don't be weak-hearted. Weak-hearted person can never attain Bhagavan. So Rukmini, she wrote a love letter to Krishna. Not many verses, 11 verses. And this love letter she gave to the Brahmin. You speak to Krishna in Dwarka. In Trinidad we spoke this, so again we don't repeat too much. But she said, oh Krishna, the dog should not steal what is meant for the lion. Krishna's name is Hari. Hari means lion. So you are Hari and Shishupal is the dog. Like sometimes you see on Geography Planet. What's that thing called? On the television they have Planet Earth, Geography Planet, I don't know what they call it. Have you seen? Huh? Something National Geographic. You see many times the lion kills some leopard or goat or something and the dog tries to steal it off him. But when he said, I am meant only for you, the lion, and the Shishupal is like a dog. So Krishna, you are equal only to yourself in terms of high birth, knowledge, fame, wealth, divine qualities. No one is equal to you. You are equal only to yourself. Which beautiful and high-class girl would not desire you as a husband? Who is that girl who would exchange you in exchange for an ordinary husband who is a bag of stool? You take a bag of skin, fill it full of stool and urine, meat, pus. You put some eyebrows on it. You put him in the microwave, 38.6 degrees, that's called the husband. But when he said, who is that girl that would choose a husband, a bag of stool over you? That woman who never smelled the fragrance of your lips. So Krishna may say, this is very shameless of you. I have never met you and you're writing me this letter. So Rukmini, anticipating Krishna may have this doubt, Rukmini wrote, this is not my fault, this is your fault. Why you are so beautiful? Your beauty made my mind shamelessly attracted to you. Many things she wrote. So Rukmini also wrote everything how he could come and kidnap her without harming her family members. So Krishna went there. Krishna was so much eager to go, he not even told Balaram. So he went and kidnapped Rukmini in the midst of all the kings and enemies. Like a lion plucks some goat out of the farm. All farmers watching cannot do anything. So Krishna took Rukmini away. Her brother was very angry. Her brother promised, if I do not return with my sister, I will never come back to this city. Means I will go to the forest. So everyone gave up except him. He attacked Krishna alone. Krishna defeated him, was about to kill him, and Balaram said, stop. This is brother-in-law. Right, Gopal? No matter what brother-in-law does, you have to tolerate. This is special power of the brother-in-law. So Balaram stopped Krishna from killing the brother Rukmini. So he could not return home to his father's kingdom. He had to go to the forest. Afterwards he was killed by Balaram. His name was Rukmani. Let me find his name. Anyway. I think Rukmani was the father, Rukman I think was the brother. Afterwards Balaram killed him. There was some gambling match, and Balaram was fond of gambling. So Rukma was there. Rukma was there challenging him to do gambling. So Balaram was maybe a little intoxicated, his eyes were a little red. So Rukma won 1 or 2 times, so he began laughing. Ha! Oh Balaram, this gambling, this is for kings, not for low-class coward guys. When Balaram became angry, he increased the stake to like 1 million gold coins. And Balaram won, but Rukma cheated. I won, he said. But actually Balaram had won, but Rukma cheated. Balaram became angry, made a bet of 10 million gold coins. Then Rukma threw the dice, he lost, but again he tried to say, I won. Then voice came, no, Balaram has won, don't cheat. Then he insulted Balaram again and again. Balaram became angry and smashed him into God. So anyhow, Krishna married Rukmini, was the first wife. Afterwards, Krishna married 7 main other wives. Satyabhama, the daughter of Satyajit. That is a long story, also described in the Bhagavatam. There was one man, his daughter was Lakshmana. Who can marry my daughter? Only somebody who can control 7 bulls, huge bulls by the nose. Lakshmana was so beautiful, many kings tried, but the bulls killed him, smashed him. Because Lakshmana was afraid, if I marry Krishna, he has so many wives already, how will I become happy? So Krishna made 7 different Krishnas, and each Krishna grabbed the bull by the nose and led him around like you lead a dog on the street. So strong. And he did this for Lakshmana. Lakshmana said, don't worry, I have millions of wives, but I can also become million. So 7 forms of Krishna he displayed. Jambavati, the daughter of Jambavan, the bear. He's also there in Ramayana, one of the main fighters against Ravan, Jambavan. That's also a long story in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Satyajit, Satyabhama, Lakshmana, who else? Satyajit, Lakshmana, Kalindi, Bhadra, many wives Krishna married. But Rukmini was first. So, one day, Krishna and Rukmini were sitting together. It describes she was fanning him with chama. That time there was no fan, electric fan, AC. So wife would serve husband, keeping the flies off him. Chama is for that, keeping insects off the husband. And also, very cooling breeze comes from chama. Even though she was the goddess of fortune, she had millions and millions of servants. She feels so much happiness in personally serving Krishna. And Krishna was relaxing on his bed as Rukmini was fanning him like this. Krishna creates and destroys millions of universes just like a play. Like a child on the beach, he makes a sandcastle, then next minute he destroys it. That same unlimited Sri Krishna now doing human-like pastimes in Dwarka, surrounded by his family members called the Yadus. And imagine Krishna's palace of Rukmini, palace in Dwarka. There were strings of pearls. Here we have, in our temple, we have the tin lotus with the Chinese lights blinking. Look nice. But imagine the opulence of Rukmini's palace. Strings of, like we have strings of neem leaves and some other leaf. Rukmini had strings of pearls from the roof. So many thousands of fragrances were there. Flower gardens every day, fresh, all around the house. There was so much fragrance from these flowers, swarms of bees would come in and out. Imagine the fragrance, the smell. These days flowers have so much chemical, and when you breathe you get cancer. So many natural phrases like jasmine and other flowers, lotus. Like we go from Ghana, the lotus smell, how it smells, so sweet. So also, there was so much incense burning, this would make clouds. And the peacocks would think this is rain cloud, the peacocks would dance, just seeing the clouds of incense. So in the midst of all this opulence, Krishna was lying on one bed which was white, like the foam of milk. It was like, imagine, dark Krishna on a white bed. How sweet. So Rukmini took the whisk, what you call chama. This is made from the tail hairs of a yak or cow, but yak is more common. She took the chama with her own hand, she began famine. Because Krishna Das Abhiman Ayanandasito, just feeling I am the servant of Krishna, is an ocean of happiness. What to speak of doing direct service to Krishna? Rukmini had many bangles, many ankle bells. When she would sweep the family, she would also, chime very sweetly, give happiness to Krishna. As Krishna was watching, and here described the beauty of Rukmini, her waist was very thin and very wonderful sari, expensive. Kinkini it's called, a belt of small bells around the waist. Krishna was looking at Rukmini. Then Krishna wanted to have some fun. He was very pleased with Rukmini's service. Her face was very charming. She had little curly lockets of hair on the side. She was smiling very brightly. Then Krishna spoke some words to her. What he said, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, my dear princess, many kings sought your hand in marriage. That is true. When Shishupal, before the marriage of Rukmini and Shishupal, the kings of the whole world came, especially the enemies of Krishna. They knew Krishna must come in here to try and do something. So to stop Krishna doing any disturbance, all the enemy kings of Krishna came. And when Rukmini came out of the temple just before the marriage, she showed her beauty for Krishna. Her beauty was so incredible because of Krishna's energy. When the kings saw that beauty, they became so mad with lust, they fell unconscious. So Krishna said, "Oh princess, many kings of the world were mad for your hand in marriage. These kings were like demigods, so powerful, so wealthy. They all had abundant wealth, strength, political influence, generosity, beauty, and physical strength. All these kings. Your father offered you to them, but instead you chose me. Why did you choose me? Oh Rukmini, this was your mistake. Why you and me are not equal? Marriage should be between little equals. Generally, if girl is from high family or boy is from low family, some trouble will come, relatives, trouble, So generally, marriage should be between equals. But Krishna said, you and me are not equals. Rukmini, you made a mistake. Old lady with lovely eyebrows like Cupid. I'm not some great hero. Look, I'm hiding here in this island of Dwarka surrounded by the ocean. And many powerful persons are my enemies. Out of fear of these men, I'm living here like a rat. Krishna said, I'm hiding here. I'm not some great hero, some great king. I'm here hiding on this island, surrounded by many enemies. Because you are from royal family. I'm just cowherder. I come from farming community. So you made a big mistake. Also, my behavior is very uncertain. I always do what society does not expect me to do. Especially if a woman marries a man of bad character, that woman suffers so much. These days it's just divorce. But in old days, no divorce. Even husband is very bad or anything, wife would stick with you. So Krishna would say, when the wife marries someone, the husband whose character is not good, then how much she suffers. Especially Krishna says, especially since my behavior is not sanctioned by society. Right? When Krishna is in Vrindavan, what's he doing? Stealing, lying, stealing the cloth of the gopis, stealing the butter of the gopis. Many, many things Krishna did. Stealing the wives of the gopis. I do not follow the rules of the Vedas, Krishna says. Why? Krishna is independent. He doesn't have to follow anything if he doesn't want to. Who will stop him? So Krishna said, I do not follow properly the rules of the Vedas. When husband is like that, the wife suffers so much. I insulted your brother. Many, many things I did which is not approved by society. Also, Rukmini, I have no material possessions. I'm a beggar. I have nothing. You see, Krishna, he never has a shirt with pockets. Krishna has nothing. So I have no material wealth. I have nothing. And you, the goddess of fortune, all Krishna's opulence, this is all controlled by Rukmini, manifested by Rukmini. But Krishna says, I have nothing. I have no material possessions. And who worships me? Also beggars. Most of Krishna's devotees, no job, no nothing. Most. No job, no homes, no possessions, no wives, no children, no retirement fund. So Krishna said, I have no possessions. And who love me also have no possessions. My devotees are also beggars. But the goddess of fortune have many devotees. Especially the Chinese, especially Indians, always begging, goddess of fortune, glance at me, give me wealth, give me prosperity, give me happiness. Especially Chinese mad for the land of double happiness. The goddess of fortune, they worship. Indians also. Give money, give wealth, give children, give opulence, give reputation. So Krishna said marriage and friendship should be between equals. Equals in terms of wealth, birth, influence, physical appearance. Krishna, I'm black and you are golden. But marriage and friendship should never be between inferior and superior. It never works. That's why these days so much divorce. Because girl is choosing her own husband. Or boy is choosing her own girl. But a boy only look one thing. She's beautiful or not. And the girl only look one thing. Is he good looking or not? But parents will look many other things. Does the boy have a good job? Is he from a stable family? What type of person is he? Parents will look all these things. But young girl will not look. Oh, I love you, finish. That's why these days so much divorce and trouble. So, Krishna said all these things. Oh, Vaidaravi, you are not very far-sighted. Like we said, girls just look one thing. Oh, he's beautiful, boss. Vaidaravi, your vision was not far-sighted. You could not see the future. You did not realize all these things when you chose me to marry. I have no good qualities, and who glorifies me only beggars, mad persons. But don't worry, you made a mistake, but I give you a chance, I give you freedom. You should definitely accept a first-class husband. Choose someone else. Choose a first-class husband. A first-class husband will give you everything you need in this world and everything you want in the next world. Like a woman gets a good husband, she gets everything in this life, and if she follows him, when she dies, she also gets a nice destination. Chaste wife always get a good place. So if you have a good husband, this life successful, next life successful. Oh, Vadamali, late. And when Vadamali gives class, he comes 2 hours late for his own class? Never. So, imagine Krishna speaking all these things. Rukmini, you made a mistake. but I give you freedom. Now you have some knowledge. You can choose a first-class husband. Choose a first-class husband. Haribol, I'm making the best choice. So, Shishupal, Salva, Jarasan, Dantavakra, all these great persons, they hate me. These are all demons, especially Shishupal, Dantavakra. In previous life they were Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakasipu. Then Ravan and what's his brother's name? Kumbhakarna. They took birth again. Shishupal, he's the cousin brother of Krishna, always envious of Krishna. Salva. Salva was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. And when Shiva appeared before him, what do you want? He said, I want an airplane that, unlimited airplane. Sometimes it can be invisible. It can go in any direction, up, down, sideways, left and right. It can carry unlimited weapons. Why? They want to kill Krishna with his airplane. So Shishupal, Salva, Jalasan, and Dandavaka, powerful men, all hate me. And your older brother Rukmini was his name, he also hates me. Actually, I don't marry you because I love you. Imagine. Ever heard these words, Sita? Gopal ever said this to you? Okay, be ready. Actually, I not married you because I loved you. I married you just to crush the pride of these kings. These kings had so much pride and arrogance. My purpose in kidnapping you was just to crush their pride, not because of you. Why? I care nothing for wives, children, and wealth. And that is true, right? Krishna and a devotee, he never look, are they wealthy? Are they good looking? Are they intelligent? Krishna never look at these things. He just look at affection in the heart. So Krishna said, I care nothing for wives, children, and wealth. I'm always happy within myself. I never work for the body or for home. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna nicely explains all these things. Someone may say, if Krishna had no attachment, why Krishna doing many, many activities? Right? For example, we do many things. Why? No. Like we go to the office, we go do some business. Why? Because we have many, many desires. Okay? If we had no desire, we would not do anything. So, don't think Krishna is like that. Why Krishna doing many, many activities? To give example to people in this world. So Krishna said, I never work for body and home. I'm just like a witness. I'm just watching everything. So Rukmini always had some pride. I am the first wife. Therefore I must be number one. And one nature of Krishna, no matter how many millions of devotees he has, each devotee feels Krishna loves me the most. That is special quality of Gurudev, special quality of Krishna himself. So Rukmini had some pride. I am first wife. I am most dear to Krishna. But when he spoke all these things, her pride was destroyed, evaporated. Like a pond in the hot summer season, gone, finished. Rukmini had never heard Krishna speaking like this. Gopal, what I said today, ever heard Damodar say that before? Special occasion. Rukmini had never heard Krishna speaking these words before. Never. She became frightened. Her body shook. She began to weep. Rukmini's lotus feet, the toenails bright red. So as she was weeping, she began scratching the earth with her toenails. The tears ran from her eyes. She had mascara, so these tears black, coursing down her face, onto her breast, onto her chest. Her chest was nicely decorated with kumkum, but this all became black, with the tears flowing from her eyes. She hung her face down. Her voice was choked. Rukmini's mind became overwhelmed by fear and unhappiness and grief. All her bangles fell off her arms. These are ecstatic symptoms. When someone becomes full of ecstasy, then their body becomes sometimes very thin. So all Rukmini's bangles fell off her hands. The fan she was holding fell from her grip, and like a banana tree that falls in a hurricane, she fell unconscious on the ground. When Krishna saw, my God, my words have such an influence on Rukmini. Rukmini could not understand that Krishna was only joking. So when she fell, Krishna was shocked. And with two hands he caught her. Another hand he wiped the tears from her unconscious face. And another, he picked up the fan and began fanning her. So Krishna made 4 hands. 2 to catch, 1 to wipe the tears, another to fan her. Because she's unconscious. Krishna quickly got up from the bed, picked her up, caressed her face, lotus face with his hand, wiping away the tears from her eyes. Krishna embraced her again and again. Because Rukmini doesn't want anything, or she only wants Krishna. Krishna is very expert in pacification. So after some time, when he consoled Rukmini, she could understand that he was only joking. Krishna also felt some shame, you could imagine. Then Krishna said, "Oh, Vaidali," because she comes from the city of Vaidali. Like Sita Devi is known as Janak Nandini, Janaki people. So in the same way she comes from the city of Vaidali, so Krishna called her O Vaidali. Don't be angry with me, Krishna said. I know that you are fully love me. I spoke in jest. I just want to hear some. I'm just joking with you. Also, Rukmini always so obedient to Krishna. So submissive, so humble. But Krishna also wanted to remember Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, no gopis stand like this before Krishna. Many times they speak bad words to Krishna. Many times they abuse him. Sometimes Radharani beats him with her lotus flower very softly. Like this. Sometimes some flower garland Krishna has given Radharani when she's angry. She takes it off and throws it in Krishna. But Krishna is very expert. When that flower garland hits, he pretends to be hurt. Then Radharani becomes, like this. Krishna is very clever. So many, many years Krishna don't experience this thing. Some abuse, some chastisement, some angry words from the wife. So Krishna wanted this thing. Because many years surrounded by everyone, yes Bhagawan, no Bhagawan, 3 bags full Bhagawan. So Krishna said, I wanted to see you biting your lips, angry mood. I wanted to see your eyes reddish as you glance from me in anger from the corner of your eyes. I want to see your beautiful eyebrows knitted in anger. I want to see it. For that reason I spoke all these things. In Vrindavan, these things give so much happiness to Krishna. So, after all, the only happiness in household life is when there's some argument between the husband and wife. Is it true, Sita? The greatest pleasure is to spend some time joking with the wife. That is the greatest happiness. So, my dear Vaidaravi, my dear Rukmini, when Rukmini could fully understand Krishna was joking only, she gave up the fear Krishna would reject her. If Krishna says to the gopis, I reject you, what would the gopis say? No, we reject you first. So you can only have some fear of being rejected when you know that person never rejected. So Rukmini had little odd reverence. So therefore that fear is that Krishna may leave me, Krishna may give me up. But gopis never have that fear. They know if we abuse Krishna a million times, he will still come back. That relationship is unbroken. So, when Rukmini understood Krishna was only joking, then she became very happy again. You could imagine. And her words, she spoke with wonderful answer. Madhusudana Maharaj says sometimes, because Rukmini is Lakshmi, Sri, 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas, no? Sri Sampradaya means the Sampradaya of Lakshmi. Like, we are the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Our Guru Prabhupada began with Brahma. Then Narada, then all this is coming down. Another Sampradaya began with Shiva, Rudra Sampradaya. Another one is the Sri Sampradaya, the Sampradaya of Lakshmi. And the other one is the Chatusna, 4 Kumaras. 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas. We are the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. But Rukmini, she also in charge of one Sampradaya, the Sri Sampradaya. Today I was talking with Arjuna. So each Sampradaya has a little special mood. Each Sampradaya is not the same. Like 4 brothers in the family, with 5 fingers on the hand, 4 fingers in the hand. They are one hand, but still each finger is a little different fingerprint, different size. So all 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas are pure, but they have some little uniqueness. Like we worship Radha Krishna, but Rudra Sampradaya too much like Nrsimha Lakshmi, Nrsimhadev. Sri Sampradaya more affection for Lakshmi Narayan. And the 4 Kumaras have little mood towards Rukmini Dwarkadish. So, Rukmini, she also one guru, one acharya, one Vaishnava's spiritual master. So her words are very excellent. So what she answered? Oh, lotus-eyed Krishna. Actually, everything you spoke is completely true. What comparison is there between me and you? Rukmini, in humility, she identified with the material energy. She's actually the spiritual energy. But she feels so humbled by Krishna's words, she not identifies the spiritual potency, she identifies the material potency. Potency is one, like electricity. You go in the AC, it become cool, go in the heater, it become hot. So Rukmini, too much humble, she now identifies with the material energy. So she said, yes, what your words are true. There is no comparison between me and you. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who am I? I am just the material energy, worshipped by fools. Who are you? The self-satisfied Supreme Person. And who am I? I am a mundane woman, very restless and worshipped by idiots. Generally, foolish persons worship material nature. Give me this, give me this, give me this. But that is temporary. When you die, you cannot take it with you. So Rukmini is saying, who are you? The Supreme Lord satisfied in himself. And who am I? I am a material woman worshipped by fools. Yes, Udukram, one name she used for Krishna. Udukram, performer of wonderful activities. Udukram. Yes, you are not just hiding on this island, surrounded by enemies. You also lie in the core of everyone's heart. Right? The super soul. Super soul lies in the heart of the living entity, but he's surrounded by material nature, surrounded by many enemies, but he's never affected by them. The super soul is in the heart of everyone. But what's he doing? He's not involved in anything, he's just a witness. You are always situated in the heart of every living entity with pure, uncontaminated consciousness. And just like Krishna fighting against many enemies, you're always fighting against the stupid material mind and uncontrolled senses of the individual soul. Krishna always giving us advice from inside. Don't do this. This is foolish. Why are you doing this? But you're not listening. So the super soul always fighting against these many enemies, the mind and the senses of the uncontrolled individual soul. And Krishna, even your servants give up all material opulence. What to speak of you? Who can understand? Because Krishna said, I am very unsteady, no one knows what I will do. And Rukmini said, this is 100% true. No one can understand what Krishna will do, what Krishna will say, how Krishna will act. No one can predict. Your movements are impossible even for perfected sages to understand. What Krishna will do, what Krishna will say, where Krishna will go. No one knows. No one can understand. This is one of the 64 qualities of Krishna. It's so deep, no one can really understand what he's thinking. So if even perfected sages cannot understand you, how ordinary human beings will understand what you'll do, to which, when, where, when, and why? No one will follow. Krishna, all your activities are transcendental, and your followers, their all activities are also transcendental. Krishna, you possess nothing because there is nothing else except you. Beautiful explanation. Everything we see in existence, where it comes from, Arjuna? It's Krishna's. So everything is Krishna. What does Krishna have? Separate from himself? Nothing. Right? Krishna said, I'm a beggar, I have nothing. Rukmini said, it's true, because there is nothing else except you. Even great controllers of the universe like Brahma and Shiva offer their respects to you. But those who are blinded by wealth and absorbed in material enjoyment, they cannot recognize you until the time of death, when you appear before them as time. Oh Krishna, you yourself are the ultimate goal of life. Desiring to attain you, intelligent persons give up everything else. Guru Maharaj would say, anything which you are attached to more than Gurudev or Vaishnava, that thing is the cause of your destruction. Anything. We always say, Gurudev would often say, we always say, Gurudev, everything is yours. Like we say, Gurudev, this temple is yours. Gurudev, wife and children are yours. And one day Gurudev will ask, okay, give. And what we will do? No, this is mine. We always do like that. Gurudev would always tell me, Gurudev, everything is yours, I give you. I give you the credit card. The PIN number we keep for ourselves. Gurudev would always talk about it. We always say, Gurudev, Shiksha Guru, everything yours. And when they say, okay, give now. No. It's really mine. It's not yours. So, an intelligent person never keep anything. No material possession should be more dear to us than Guru and Vaishnava. Nothing. And if you're attached to something more than them, this thing will be the cause of your destruction. Really, we have to understand everything is theirs. We think, no, this is mine. That thing finished. Understand, Sita? Try and understand. Guru Maharaj would say, if your temple is an obstacle to devotion, Guru would say, burn it down, smash it, throw it. If it's an obstacle for your devotion. Guru would say, burn down your preaching center. If it's disturbing devotion. Don't be attached to anything. Did he always say, if you like anything more than Gurudev and Vaishnava, you will take birth again in this world. So intelligent person, they give up everything. Yours. They don't keep one speck of mine. So intelligent persons abandon everything else for you. And only these people get your association. So your devotees are not beggars, they are great liberated souls. And out of free will they have given up everything for you. So they are not beggars. Your devotees are like you. Great sages who have renounced, like we are sannyasis. The great sages give up even the sannyas danda. 4 stages of sannyas. What is it? Kutuchat, Bahuchat, Kutuchat, Hams, Parahams. 4 stages of sannyas. First, you take sannyas but still you didn't live around home. Like this example is in Bhagavatam. You build same village you live in as wife and children, but you make a separate house. This is called Bahuchat. Kutuchat means you did In the same village, he builds a little house and lives there. Bahuchak then lives by begging here and there. But finally, even the sannyas goes higher, they give up also the dhamma. And they become Paramahamsas. So sannyasi is the guru of all Varna and ashram. But the Paramahamsa is even more than sannyas. So the Paramahamsas who have given up the sannyas doesn't mean they give up the dhamma and marry. That's not the meaning. I mean, they renounce all like forms or restrictions. They give up everything except Krishna. So for great Paramahamsas, they also say, you are the super soul of everything. Krishna is the super soul not just of each soul, he's the super soul of each universe, the super soul of the entire creation. So great liberated souls say, you are the super soul of everyone and everything. And you are so kind, so merciful. Those persons who give up everything for you, you give yourself to them. Gopal afraid, what I lose? You're afraid to lose. You should think, what I gain? You lose the whole world, you get Didi, you didn't lose anything. But if you miss Didi, you gain the whole world, you lost everything. You lose. Many people just want Gurudev possessions. They don't want Gurudev. Big difference. There was a famous story. Gurudev told this once. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj took the sannyas man. His name was given Bhaktivedanta Swami. His full name was Abhayachan. And he took sannyas, Bhaktivedanta. The name was given Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Then, everyone was calling him Swami Maharaj, Swami Maharaj. It's like disrespect. Damana Maharaj, it's not proper. Who's your Gurudev? Narayan Maharaj. Who's your Guru? Vishnupada Bhaktivedanta, Narayan Krishna. Who's your Guru? Madhusudana Maharaj. Vishnupada Bhaktivedanta, Madhusudana Krishna. But this always say with respect. So, all the side people calling him, they weren't even calling him Swami Maharaj, they're just calling him Swamiji. It's like a name you put to a rickshaw or some taxi driver. Swamiji. So, somewhere he commented on this. Spiritual master should be called, proper. Like, he gave some examples. Then some disciples said, one name was Prabhupada, one can call the Guru Prabhupada. Like Rupa Goswami, many places called Prabhupada. So one disciple said, can we call him Prabhupada? Prabhupada just, okay. Because they're not calling him by proper name, they don't have that culture, Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, no, Swamiji. Prabhupada is good for them, no? And at least respect the Guru, probably speak his name. So when he took the name Prabhupada, then many of his godbrothers became angry. Because everyone agreed. No one would call himself Prabhupada after Gurudev left. So when Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj took the name Prabhupada, many of his godbrothers were angry. Like imagine Gurudev left and I started calling myself Narayan Maharaj. Everyone would be unhappy. Everyone. So they felt some dissatisfaction. So they came to him. And they were little challenging him because godbrothers. Why you took the name Prabhupada? And he gave a beautiful answer. Gurudev said, what could I do? Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj said, what could I do? You took the temples, you took the bank accounts. You took all the properties, everything else. You took the publishing houses. You took this, you took that. So there was nothing else left, so I just took Prabhupada. Beautiful answer. Beautiful. He closed their mouths. Means you took all Gurudev's possessions, but I took Gurudev. Very sweet thing. So Krishna said, those who give up everything, Krishna gives himself to them. You are so gracious, you are so kind, you sell yourself to those who have nothing. I chose you as my husband, even I reject Brahma and Shiva. Why? Even the Brahma and Shiva sometimes have unfulfilled desire. But Krishna never had unfulfilled desire, so I chose you. O Krishna, my Lord, as a lion drives away the dogs to claim the prize, you drove off all these kings with just the sound of your bow, just the sound of your bow. And you claim it. Thus, my dear Krishna, my dear Gadagraj, Gada means club, Gada also means flute. My dear Gadagraja, sweet name of Krishna. It is very foolish of you to say that you are afraid of these kings. Not possible. To say that you are hiding here in Dwapara out of fear of kings, this is not possible for you. Just the sound of your bow, they ran away. And who is that person who doesn't want you, Krishna? Great kings like Anga, Vanya, we have not heard of these things. Jayanta, Nahusa. Nahusa was king of heaven. Gaya and others. These kings, they abandoned all their kingdom just to get you. So how could your devotees be frustrated with any desire? That is impossible. Oh Krishna, the aroma of your lotus feet awards liberation. Your lotus feet are the only goal of the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi. You see, she's always holding the feet of Lord Narayan in her lap and always massaging them. The goddess of fortune has no other desire except the lotus feet of Krishna. What woman is that? Where is that woman who would take shelter of any other man? Since you possess all transcendental qualities, what is that woman who wants her own self-interest, would not choose you as husband, as beloved, as master? Why? Every other husband, every other man in this world controlled by fear. But only Krishna gives fearlessness. Everyone always afraid, no matter how, always afraid of death, disrespect, disease, like COVID, everyone like man with the mask and the vaccine, everyone have fear. But only that person who takes shelter of your lotus feet have fearlessness. Because you are the topmost man, I chose you. The master and supreme guru of all the three worlds. It is only you, Krishna, who fulfill the desires of everyone. May your lotus feet, which give freedom from fear and freedom from illusion. Right? We're always changing the material world. Birth, hunger, thirst, sleep, disease and death. 6 changes. We're always going through the 6 changes. Like someone said in the back of the audience, I'm hungry. When you finish the lecture? Someone tired? Come on. The 6 changes are always controlling us. Birth, hunger, thirst, sleep, illusion, disease and death. But only Krishna gives freedom from these. When we take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, we give up all connection with his body. Therefore they become fearless. So, only you fulfill the desires of everyone. Only you give fearlessness. Only your lotus feet give freedom from illusion. Where's this girl? Your cousin, she not came again. How people can understand Sanatana Dharma unless they hear a little bit. So the souls are just moving in the creation until they meet. All infallible, Krishna. Let all these kings become the husbands of other women. Which women? Those women who never heard your glories. Those women which never smelled the fragrance of your lotus feet. After all these so-called kings, when they get home, who are they? Donkey, oxen, dogs, cats, and slaves. Big king. Remember Bill Clinton? Remember him? Practically speaking, the most powerful man on earth. And what he became like a dog, like a dancing monkey in the hand of some young girl, Monica Lewinsky, remember? So these kings, big powerful men, when they get home, their wives treat them like dogs, asses. Ass carries so much weight, but no benefit to the donkey. Oxen always pulling the cart, Dog, what the master eats and throws, the dog eats that. And cat, I wonder what cat. Dog, why dog? Dog always, my house, my house. So these men who accept some mature woman, they're like, that's really proper, Asses, because ass, donkey always carrying weight, so much all day is working. When he finishes, what's he get? A little bit of grass. Then he goes to the wife for sex life, she kicks him in the face. They become like asses. Dog, because some outsider comes, my house, get lost. Cats, because whatever the master eats and throws, the cat and dog eat that. Slaves, because whatever wife wants, he has to do that. So big kings, when they get home, controlled by women, they become donkeys, oxen, cats, dogs, slaves. Madhusudana said, yes, we are servant, but only servant of one, Krishna. But everyone else has to become servant of millions. Lust, greed, anger, wife, children, well, they serve a million things. The devotee of Krishna only serve one. So, Rukmini giving good pasting. So, a woman who fails to accept the fragrance of your lotus feet, she becomes bewildered and she accepts a living corpse called a husband. And that husband is full of whiskers, skin, whiskers, nails, hair, body hair, flesh, bones, blood, parasites, stool, mucus, bile, and air. Many saying that. So foolish woman not accept Krishna, she accept this as her worship of beauty. Rukmini, how strong words. O lotus-eyed Krishna, you are satisfied only with yourself. Krishna doesn't need anyone or anything for his happiness. Thus, even though I'm with you, you rarely look at me. Please bless me with steady love for your lotus feet. So we've made it beautiful. Actually, Madhusudan, one name of Krishna, Madhusudan. Madhusudan means who's always drinking the madhu, the nectar of the gopis' lips. Madhu is also a name of lust. Madhusudan, who destroys lust. Actually, Madhusudan, whatever you smoke is not false. That is not being unchaste, my mind going everywhere, my mind only fixed on the lotus feet. Then Krishna hearing all this, then imagine what Krishna is thinking. So Krishna's answer very sweet also. O saintly lady, Sadhavi. Sadhu is male saint and Sadhavi, lady saint. Sadhu. O princess, I deceived you just because I want to hear this from your mouth. Because devotees always speak, whatever they speak, that is always true. Some truth is always there. Everything you spoke in reply to my joking, that is completely true. I accept it. Oh, Rukmini, whatever you desire from me, I give everything to you. You are my pure and one-pointed devotee. Now, Krishna talks so much about one-pointed. Guru Maharaj gives an example, like a tree, you have to prune it. If you don't prune it, what happens? What's the prayer? It goes everywhere. But when you prune off the branches, that tree goes straight and high. So Krishna says, one whose intelligence is many branched. Yeah, okay, Guru said this, but he said that, and he said that. I have to please him and I have to do this. That person's brain is in 50 directions. That person never achieves one-pointed devotion to Krishna. So Krishna said, you are my one-pointed devotee. One-pointed means one point. I don't know anything else except that. You should try to become like that. Like sometimes, in Vrindavan, Gurudev said many things about next life who will be our Guru. Many different things he said. And Bhakti Raja Sridhamaj said something, but whenever we bring it up, did he just go like this? No. Gurudev said next life he will be one. Like that. No one can hear anything. It's called one-pointed effect. So, you see, the whole life never went anyone else's lecture, only hearing one person, one source. Harinam, Diksha, everything one person. So, fully one-pointed. If we want to become one-pointed, we have to associate with someone also like that. So, Rukmini, you are my one-pointed. I tried to test you, but I failed. The intelligence always remained fixed on me. I have now seen your pure love for me. Even though shaken by my words, your mind never left me for a moment. Although I have power to give liberation, foolish persons worship me for material things. They desire for my blessings for successful family life. Such persons are bewildered by my material energy. Oh, how nice words he says to Rukmini. O supreme reservoir of love for me. Right? O ocean of love for me. We have no ocean, but some small drop we have. But Rukmini like an ocean. I am the Lord of both material and spiritual riches. Right? Whatever you want from Krishna, you get from him. Even if we have material desires, we should still keep worshipping Krishna. Don't go to someone else. So, foolish persons worship me for material things. But this is foolish because such happiness you can get even in hell. Guru Maharaj will explain. In hell, for example, is one hell called Krimiyojan. Krimiyojan is like a huge ocean of worms, stool, hair, mucus, urine, saliva, bones, blood. Just an ocean of everything horrible. And Krimiyojan, there's an ocean that's just full of millions of worms. And I forget. Something you have to do when you go to that hell. I can't remember exactly the simple activity. But Guru Maharaj said in hell, these worms, there's also boyfriend and girlfriend worms. In hell, they're still enjoying sex life. So, this happiness of sex life, you can find even in the hellish planets. Even in hell, you can find that. So who is that intelligent person who would worship me for this type of thing? Oh mistress, fortunately, you have always rendered pure devotion to me. Pure devotion to me liberates one from material existence. It is very difficult for the envious to perform pure devotion. Don't be envious. If we meet someone who's more advanced than us, become happy. Very good, very nice. If we meet someone who can sing more than us, better than us, play mridanga better than us, cook better than us, give lecture better, become happy. It is very difficult for the envious to perform devotion. Like many people think, why should I serve Krishna and give all happiness to him? Then what about me? I'll be left with nothing. So, especially the wicked cannot attain me, the envious cannot attain me. O Rukmini, I find no other wife who loves me more than you. When you were to be married, you disregarded all these kings. Just because you had heard about them. You sent a Brahmana to me with your love message. Even your own brother who was against me. Right? After Krishna defeated him, Krishna cut his hair, gave him a funny haircut. So I defeated your brother. I disfigured him, cut off a few bits of hair here and there. And after, your own brother was killed on the wedding day of Aniruddha. Aniruddha is Krishna's great grandson. Balaram killed him on that day. Even though I killed your own brother on the wedding day, still you never said anything to me. By this silence, you have conquered me. This is a very important quality for us. Sometimes Guru Vaishnava may chastise. Did he always chastise? Not always, but especially to Mother Rukmini. And how much Maharaj tolerated? How Maharaj became so great because he tolerated these Gurudev's old chastisement. Then who tolerates like that becomes great. They become Mahan. So Krishna said, by your silence, you purchased it. So when Gurudev sees disciples so submissive, disciple have no obstacle, no separate desire. Guru Maharaj would say, Gurudev, like a pot maker, he takes the pot. Anyone done pottery? Put up your hand. Shamsudra in school, you never did pottery? This clay, they use very soft clay. When the clay is very soft, the potter can make any shape he wants. When the clay has no resistance, Gurudev would say, when the disciple has no resistance, then Guru can make him into anything he wants. Gurudev wants us to make us into the maidservants of Radharani, Gopal. And you have some opposition because you're attached to something in this world, and Guru cannot make you. Then you just stay in your own form. So Gurudev would say, no opposition. What Guru wants, just become that. Not easy because we have many, many lifetimes thinking, I know also something. My intelligence is also good. So all these things we have to give up. Bhakti Rakshakshira Maharaj. This is called Atmanivedanam, full surrender. Full surrender. This body, this mind is not mine. Everything is yours. I must become what you want me to become. So we have to be ready for that. Means decide. What Guru wants, just do it. Become that. Maybe some difficulty, but if you just tolerate, then Guru can make you into anything he desires. But some obstacle, you just stay a lump of clay. Next life you have to wait. Especially many of us could not get close association with Guru. We see him from some distance. And now Guru is giving us a chance to come close to high class sadhana. We have to pass the test, Gopal. You pass Bhakti Rakshakshira Maharaj. You pass the test, you go to the next level. You fail the test, you stay where you are. That's not good. So Krishna said, Rukmini, I did so many bad things too. But you remained silent. You have purchased me with your silence. By this silence you have conquered me, by your submission. When you sent the messenger with your most confidential plan, Krishna not answered straight away. He waited until the morning before the marriage. At that time you saw the whole world as empty. You wanted to give up your body if you could not offer this body to me. May this greatness of yours remain always with you, Rukmini. I can do nothing to reciprocate properly with you except make some jokes with you. So Krishna feels controlled by the good qualities, by the devotion of Rukmini. That's why everyone loves Krishna. Only Krishna become like that. Only Krishna will speak these things about the devotee. That's why everyone loves him. Why everyone worships Krishna? Because he's so much affectionate to the devotee. So, after hearing this, Rukmini become imagined so happy. Thus, imitating the ways of a normal man, imitating the ways of human society, Krishna performed his astonishing pastimes. So, the Supreme Lord Hari, the owner of all the three planetary systems, the owners of millions of universes, behaved like an ordinary man in married life, with his other queens performing various religious duties. Okay, the next chapter is Krishna. Krishna killing Balaram, killing Rukmini's brother. But we already spoke that. Anyway, thank you very much. Tonight many nice things came by mercy of Bhagavatam. Guru Maharaj, when we give lecture, don't think we're giving lecture to others. We always think we're giving lecture for ourselves. Are there any questions from the people? So what can we say but see Rukmini, Krishna, so Rukmini is so intelligent. Imagine how has Rukmini come from where? Her original source is Radharani herself. Uma Rama Satya Sachi Chandra Rukmini Radha Avatar Sabha Nayamani. All the Vedas describe Uma, the wife of Shankar. Last night we spoke about it. Uma, Rama, Lakshmi, Satya, Satyabhama, Sachi, the wife of Indra, the king of heaven. Uma, Rama, Satya, Sachi, Chandra, Chandravali. Uma, Rama, Satya, Sachi, Chandra, Rukmini. Uma, Rama, Satya, Sachi, Chandra, Rukmini, Radha, Avatar Sal, Amnayamani. All the Vedas describe all these wonderful ladies, great devotees, all are Radha Avatar, avatars of Radha. Just like all other incarnations, whatever wonderful thing you see in any incarnation, that is present in the source of all incarnations. Avatari Shri Krishna. He's saying whatever great thing we see in any devotee, we will find that in a special form in Radharani herself. What higher deity there are than Radha Krishna? Okay, it's quite late, even though we started early. Tomorrow night's program is where? Thakur's house, right?
Shanta's.
Shanta.
Yeah.
Where is that? Where's your house? Huh?
Right in the village.
Yeah. Do you invite all your friends?
Yes.
Many people will not come to temple, but they'll come to house program. Before we used to do many house programs. What happened to all that? Again, we'll come. Any questions from the devotees? Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate.
Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate.
Radhe Jaya Jaya
Gopulata Karuna